Mortensen there for the tip, and it will be the Buccaneers who open it up. And how about that for an acrobatic first play? Ari Williams can't. The team has 19 on the roster, just 8 of them returnees. Of those 8 guys, only 3 of them are in their 3rd or 4th year with the program, so a very young squad. Jaquan Newton, who will be the primary ball handler for Miami this year, takes the ball up the court. Last year was Angel Rodriguez. He finds Kamari Murphy at the top of the key. Down low to Ibuka Izundu. His first shot as a sophomore is good, and Miami has the first points of the day. Here's Fredrickson, one of 7 international players on this Barry roster. Another one of them, Mortensen gives it back to him, now finds Williams, pump fakes from the top of the key, drives into Gonzalez, a local guy, native of Miami, graduated from Hialeah Gardens, one-handed shot, turning around, does not fall off the glass. Newton will come the other way, goes behind his back as Williams sticks with him. Izundu comes over to set the screen as Mortensen chases. Newton will take it himself, right to the rim, draws the foul, cannot finish, and Newton bends at the knees. His second free throw is good, and it's 4-0 Hurricanes. Here's Fredrickson back up the court the other way, defended right at that Watsco Center logo by Newton. There you see the big fella from Bosnia and Herzegovina misses the jumper. Does Kenan Guzanic, pardon me. Davon Reed actually received a vote for ACC Player of the Year, did Reed, as he finds Kamari Murphy, who knocks down the jumper. Reed was not a member of the All-ACC preseason teams, but one voter did name him the preseason conference player of the year, and Reed is expected to take on an even bigger role in his senior season. The jumper from Mortensen won't fall. Izundu grabs it out of Reed's hands, and Newton will come back the other way for the Hurricanes in the white jerseys with the orange and green trims. Barry in the black uniforms this evening, as Newton will inbound from the baseline, finds Reed in the corner, thinks about a triple, decides better of it, goes back to Newton. Reed will run the offense, has some good size at 6'6", more of a wing, but he does have that ability to slide over and be a secondary ball handler, has played some point guard throughout his stellar career at Miami. Here's Newton dribbling in front of the Barry bench, crosses up Williams, and boy, how about who throws it down. Williams tried to draw a foul, no call, and it's 8-0. Some fancy ball movement there from the junior guard from the city of brotherly love. Fredrickson with the... Fredrickson did shoot 38% from deep last year, so although he's really more of a floor general and a passer, he does have that ability to stretch the floor and ensure that people cannot play him off him too much. Newton down low to Murphy. He swatted away playing time and transferred to Barry. Meanwhile, his sister Sarah had signed with Miami. She's now a freshman. As Reed misses from the corner, she's expected to be in the crowd later this evening. Fredrickson coast to coast right past Anthony Lawrence Jr., but misses the layup, and Miami has a 4-on-2 the other way. Newton to Murphy, contested shot. 22 games last year for Wright State, but averaged just 2.7 points per game. However, did flash a very nice jump shot, shooting 40.9% from 3. Fredrickson to Williams, he'll pull from 3 long, and it will be an offensive rebound from Mortensen out to Fredrickson to reset the offense. Fredrickson finds Guzanic. Rebound to the Hurricanes. Another basket for Miami. This time it's Davon Reed who puts Miami in double digits, 10-3. Bit of a line change now about to come in for Jim Larinaga's ball club, as that shot's off the mark, and Newton will sprint the other way and take it all the way. Huell, the first McDonald's All-American to come to Miami since Darius Rice. First All-American since Durant Scott. Brown, also an All-American in the Jordan Brand game. native of Boston, Massachusetts, is Brown. Hurricanes beat out Indiana and a lot of other powerhouses as Adrian Gonzalez knocks down that shot. Gonzalez starting tonight for Barry. Through the first 3 years of his career, he's averaging double figures, 10.3 points per game, but has never started the game. 89 contests, every single one of them off the bench. Here's Vasiljevic, the floater, rattles in and out. Gonzalez will come back the other way. Fredrickson to Mortensen. Down represented between these two teams tonight, including the United States of America. Fredrickson pulls from three. He misses, and it's pulled down by Rashad. Bosnia and Herzegovina, France, Denmark, Iceland, and Serbia. Bruce Brown being defended by one of the first subs of this ball game. That's Evan Walsh. Brown to inbound from the baseline. He hits Huell. Kicks it out to Vasiljevic. Vasiljevic, he shoots from three, off the mark. Rebound goes to Tomic. Now the other way is Fredrickson to Gonzalez, back to Tomic. Called for a hook. Pardon me, it'll be on Theo Turner. That's 5 fouls already for Barry, just 2 for Miami. Bruce Brown playing some point guard now for Miami. Something you can expect to see throughout the season. Make it sick from overseas, especially Europe. Began his career at Seattle University before transferring to Barry. Bruce Brown with the jumper off the mark. That's one area of his game that he comes in with a bit of a reputation as needing to work on. The athleticism, the defense, the length, the intensity, the athleticism, all of that is certainly there. Gonzalez finishes at the rim. It's the jump shot that folks say that Bruce Brown might need to improve upon a bit. But he certainly has the tools. Vasiljevic calls for a screen from Miller. Denies the ball screen, turns back around and finds Brown in front of the Barry bench. He goes down low to Huell, and he... Moya, graduate of Archbishop McCarthy, will run the point now. Attended Elevate Academy at Northernmore in Florida for a prep year before coming to Barry. Here's Tomic. Ball now finds Williams, the senior guard from Illinois. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Davon Reed. 3 starters back in. Brown wanted the alley-oop from Newton. He goes himself off the glass. And Miami's doubling up Barry early, 14-7. Boy, Jaquan Newton sure is something when he gets his head down and attacks the back. If you polled basketball players, you would get about roughly 0 fouls per game committed. It would be like true street ball. Call your own fouls, and when you call one, people give you dirty looks. Here's Moya. Errant play there. Amp Lawrence comes up with it. A Miami legacy. His dad played here, as did his uncle, is the Philly native. Miami with a 15-7 lead, 12:25 left in the first half here at the Watsco Center. Season opening exhibition affair for both these ball clubs. The 3 from Tomic is off the mark. But Ari Williams comes down with it. Wide open 3 in the corner is just how you draw it up as an offense. Open 3s in the corner are a very high percentage shot. And Sawyer Glick, the 6'4" sophomore wing, who transferred from Division II Spring Hill College, where he was the conference freshman of the year last year, knocks it down. Bruce Brown now pump fakes in the opposite corner. Finds Anthony Lawrence Jr. Spin move, fadeaway off the... A little bit like Tim Duncan there from Anthony Lawrence. I guess if the big fundamental's not going to play anymore, some other guys have to pick up what he does, huh? Got to find someone who's willing to use glass. Trying to split through traffic there is Fredrickson. He turns it over. Showtime the other way. Well, on the way in, had a big smile when he came back down. Finger roll still counts the same, though. That's 2 points on the board for Miami, and it's 17-10. Ari Williams to Fredrickson. Splits the defense, reaching the Sweet 16 last year, but losing a whole lot of that ball club. Fredrickson running the point again for Barry. He dumps it off to Sawyer Glick, who misses the jump shot. Newton will slow it down for the Hurricanes and be met at half court by Fredrickson. Gives off to Anthony Amp Lawrence. to Kamari Murphy. Now it's Davon Reed at the top of the three-point line. Good ball movement here from the Hurricanes. Over to Kamari Murphy. Jump shot. The former Lincoln rail splitter. Alma mater of Stephon Marbury, Sebastian Telfair, a big-time high school program. Lance Stevenson, another rail splitter, and Murphy is now at legacy. Bucket there, right back at the other end from Gonzalez. He has 6 points, 3 of 4 from the field. Gonzalez is a skilled guy, can score in a whole lot of ways, really has an old school game, and boy, does he shoot at it at a high percentage. Over 60% each of the last 2 seasons was Adrian Gonzalez. Here's Jaquan Newton, thinks about a 3 in the corner as the clock ticks to 3. Now he does pull from 3. It is long, but the offensive rebound goes to Amp Lawrence. He hits Davon Reed, the senior ACC honor roll. Pump fakes, gets the defender to move, and then hits the 3. Reed's jumper has really improved since he got to campus. Reed and Murphy represented Miami at ACC Media Day last week in Charlotte. Gonzalez pump fakes down low. Now kicks it back out. The 3 is off the mark from Kenan Guzinich. Barry retains the ball, though. Float game off the mark from Gonzalez. And Reed will push it the other way, trying to draw a charge as Fredrickson. He cannot, but Reed misses. Back and forth we go. Ari Williams will take it in transition. He pump fakes, finds the big man Guzinich. He backs down Murphy, spin move. Nice defense by Murphy, forces the pass to the corner to Gonzalez. Three-pointer won't fall. Murphy grabs it and dishes to Jaquan Newton. Looked like he might have taken a step there. No call, though. Three-pointer is well long from Amp Lawrence. Fredrickson tries. Ibuka Izundu returns for Miami. Izundu was a late signee for the Hurricanes last year. It was Theo Turner, but it's going to go against Evan Walsh. And I guess that's a good thing for Barry because Theo Turner already has 3 fouls, so he could ill afford to pick up a 4th with 8.5 left in the first half. There is Turner out on the ball screen there. That ball, despite shooting 26% from the field to Miami's 56% clip. Hurricanes with a 13-8 edge in rebounds. A total of 2 fast break points in this game. They were by Miami. Fredrickson thinks about the 3, instead hits Tomic. Kicks to Turner, back out to Fredrickson, defended by Newton. Now Huell comes to help. Fredrickson for 3, got it! Really play. This is a guy who got it done at the Division I level again. When he was at LIU Brooklyn, that team was very, very good at that time. Over those 3 to 4 years, was a dominant program at the mid-major level up in the Northeast, and he was averaging 9 points in his season there, playing nearly 30 minutes a game, and he's been a force at the D2 level, a preseason All-America honorable mention. Davon Reed knocks down his second triple. He's got 8 points already. Wouldn't be a surprise if Davon Reed led the Hurricanes in scoring this year. Was 3rd on the ball club last year, 11.1 per game. Turnover going back the other way. Lawrence loses it, but Huell is there. He finds Newton, who drives baseline, kicks the Reed in the corner. Another 3. He is feeling it from the outside. The senior from Ewing, New Jersey, already has 11 points, 9 of them coming from beyond the arc. Tomic, it's a long-range showdown here at the Watsco Center. 30-18, 3 after 3 after 3. 7 of them already, including 3 in a row. Amp Lawrence will reset the Miami offense here. Finds Reed, seems like a smart thing to do. Here's Newton. He'll drive and find Reed, stolen away by Moya, and then court for Miami. For Barry, it is Walsh, Moya, Glick, that's Cooper Glick, David Sachs, his first action of the ball game, and Kenan Guzinich. Driving base, under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Miami has led for 13 minutes and 42 seconds. It was tied for the first 24 seconds of the ball game. DeJuan Huell to Bruce Brown. The three-pointer is good. Net for the freshman from Boston. Graduate of Vermont Academy, a big-time powerhouse at the NEPSAC level, one of the best high school athletic conferences in the country. Great ball movement here from Barry. Walsh, consecutive points for Barry by way of free throw, and Walsh cannot. It's rebounded and pushed the other way by Miami. No true point guard on the court for the Hurricanes. Jaquan Newton, you could argue, is really the only natural point guard. Bruce Brown is a guy who can play the point, as is Davon Reed, as is this man with the ball right here, DJ Vasiljevic, but he's really more of a combo. As Murphy takes the jumper off the front rim, and Fredrickson, he's certainly a true point guard, pushes it the other way. Guarded at the top of the key by Reed. The big man, Guzinich, finds Sachs, who program history at Miami, lost its exhibition game to St. Leo, one of just a few losses they suffered all season. So there is some precedent to a team coming 30 prospect by ESPN, ranked in the top 50 by both Scout and Rivals, misses both of his shots from the line there. Brown also played football, baseball, and JV soccer at the high school level. Going up for a tough finish there. Never started a regular season game despite those numbers. Marko Tomic comes in, and Kenan Guzinich comes back out. Amp Lawrence to Davon Reed now from the left of the U. He kicks back to Davon Reed, does Bruce Brown. The floater rattles around Reed. Feed him the ball. This kid is on fire. Reed now with 13 points, 5 of 6 from the field. Fredrickson has 9. Gonzalez has 8 for Barry. No one else on Miami with more than 6. All the way to the rim goes Fredrickson before dumping it off to Sachs. His baseline jumper is no good. Miami will run the other way. Reed to Vasiljevic. So he has really improved from beyond the arc throughout the course of his career. Was a top 100 prospect coming out of Princeton Day School and it continues to excel on the hardwood. The Buccaneers looking to continue to chip away at this Miami lead. The runner from Gonzalez is off the mark. Murphy grabs the rebound in traffic. Vasiljevic pump fakes, now hits Brown, his fellow freshman. He'll pull it back out, calls a play to reset the offense. Here's Reed, nearly stole. Was the first team all-conference selection as Lawrence misses his second free throw. Cooper was at Rock Valley College, a junior college in Illinois for Cooper. A tough, aggressive player, solid defender, averaged 12.9 points per game, and led Rock Valley College to the D3 JUCO National Championship last year. Finished the season 33-3. Rashad Muhammad in the ball game for Miami, and boy, does he have some athleticism in his family, does Muhammad, as you see him kick that back around to Brown at the other end. Reed with the shot clock running down finds Brown. His three-pointer rattles around, no good. Rebounded by Lawrence, but pulled away by Tomic. Get back to Rashad Muhammad in just a second. The former #1 overall recruit, standout at UCLA, a first-round draft pick. His sister Asia is a professional tennis player. His uncle Stephon Page played in the NFL for 10 seasons. His aunt Robin Page played 4 years of basketball at Cal State Fullerton and started all 4 years as Davon Reed swings to Kamari Murphy. His mother, Faye Muhammad, was a point guard and track star at Long Beach State, and his dad, Ronald Muhammad, was a point guard at USC. So you could say that athletics runs in the Muhammad family. 3 is off the mark for Sawyer Glick, and the Hurricanes will come back the other way. Bruce Brown, how about that? Right to the rim, and showing you what he can do, the highly touted freshman from New England. Fakes left, drives right, all the way, uncontested. Rashad Muhammad now defending Sawyer Glick at the top of the key. It will find Fredrickson. Nice pass, dumps it off to Guzenich, but he can't finish. Coming back the other way, it's going to be an offense. We'll give you that call. I've got no problem with it. Understand that Mr. Brown has an issue with it, though. Fredrickson, no look down low. Nothing you can do there but commit a foul as Guzenich misses his second. Guzenich last year was at Colorado. Again, one of those 4 D1 transfers. Began his career at Midland Junior College in Texas. Graduated from Cathedral High School in El Paso. Second attempt is off the mark. 1 for 4 at the free throw stripe is Amp Lawrence. Last season, he shot 24 of 40, a 60% clip. Fredrickson again. This time, the junior is putting on a show, passing the basketball. And that is exactly what he does. 267 assists in 33 ball games last season for the Buccaneers. Murphy down low, gives back to Reed. 22nd few months here at the Watsco Center. Buccaneers will likely hold for 1, and you certainly trust the decision-making of Elvar Fredrickson to determine what that 1 shot will be. 10 on the clock. He's defended by Lawrence. 6 now, calling for a screen. He gets it, pump fakes, gives down low to Gonzalez. He spins with 2, goes up. Shot is long, tip won't fall. In as well, Elvar Fredrickson, Ari Williams, Daniel Mortensen, Adrian Gonzalez, and Kenan Guzenich. Davon Reed flips it to Jaquan Newton, crosses over Guzenich, drives to the rim, takes contact from Williams, ball rolls around and falls out. Fredrickson back the other way. Kicks to Guzenich. The big man pulls from 3 off the mark. Jaquan Newton has it. He'll run. Has Izundu. Decides not to throw it up to him. Crosses over top of the key. Now pull it back out. Reset the offense from the orange of the U. Gets a screen from Izundu as Guzenich comes to guard him. Kicks into the corner. Reed pump. Shot 39.4% from 3. Averaged 8 points a game. Also averaged 1.1 steal per contest in 21.7 minutes of action per outing. Reed to Kamari Murphy, looking for something to do at the top of the key. Yep, that open Jaquan Newton, who lays it in for the first points in the second half. It's 40-31 in favor of the Hurricanes. Newton with 7 points. Kamari Murphy, his second assist. Nice screen from Mort. Sure, he called it, but it'll count for Elvar Fredrickson. And he's got 13 to tie, he has 12, 1 shy of Davon Reed's game-high 13. Here is Davon Reed, crosses up Fredrickson, now gives to Amp Lawrence. Swung around to Newton. Williams comes to get him. Newton drives in, works through. Acrobatic finish at the rim. Big-time display of athleticism from the junior, claps his hands together as he gets back on defense. Fredrickson drives past Newton and then dishes it to Gonzalez, who finds Fredrickson again. Elvar Fredrickson with 15 points. He's 5 of 6 from beyond the arc. Talented player, and you can see the type of season that this young man could have at the Division II level, and really even at the D1 level, where he began his career. Heck of a ball player is the junior from Iceland. Newton to Reed, he drives in. He'll be called for a trap. Understandable decision. We'll get another look at it in just a bit. Fredrickson tries to split the defense there. Davon Reed up court to Kamari Murphy. Freshman here at the University of Miami on the basketball team in the stands here watching. Nice story in the Miami Herald today on the 2 of them. Mortensen's sister, again, Sarah, had an interesting anecdote in that story today, written by Walter Villa from the Herald. A great piece, said that when she was playing back home in Denmark, she once lost a game and was given some sort of participation shirt, and she went home and burned it because of how of the women's basketball team here. Miami video staff has Mortensen mic'd up as she tunes in and watches her brother play against her college. Some of the guys she sees around here at the Watsco Center every day. From Denmark all the way to South Florida for the Mortensen family. Jumper's off the mark, and the Buccaneers will come the other way. Fredrickson finds Gonzalez. Nice recovery by Lawrence as Gonzalez can't finish at the rim. Reed in transition. He gives to Jaquan Newton. Good defenseman for Miami. Huell 6'11", and Miller 7 foot. He threw his warm-up shirt behind him and then kind of slipped on it as he was running to check in. No harm, no foul, though. Reed tries to find Izundu down low, bounces off the bottom of the backboard and stays alive. Newton double-teamed in the corner. He hits Lawrence. Now to Reed, open three for the senior. From the field, 4 of 5 from long range. He and Fredrickson have combined to make 9 three-pointers in this game. There have been 12 total connected upon. Fredrickson crosses over, thinks about taking another triple, decides better of it. Here's Mortensen. He pulls from 3 off the side rim. No good. Davon Reed skies to grab it, and he'll come back the other way. Reed to Izundu. Signed with the University of Charlotte. Did Izundu initially as he misses that turnaround. When the coach was let go there, was released from his letter of intent and decided to come to Miami late for Miami. Some big size as Ari Williams knocks down the jumper. And just like that, Barry is within a half dozen. It's Miami 45, Barry 39. The Buccaneers, the number 16 ranked team at the Division II level in one poll, 19 in another. Preseason picks to win their conference and a very talented ball club. Newton will be picked up by Fredrickson. Drives in. William will have that for you right here on ACC Network Extra. Reed, Newton, Izundu, Lawrence, and Huell on the court for Miami. Williams, Fredrickson, Tomic, Mortensen, and Sawyer Glick for Barry. Nice Izundu. Sophomore from Nigeria. Graduated from Victory Christian Center in North Carolina. Here's Mortensen. Swings to Williams in the corner. Picked up by Izundu. Bit of a mismatch there at VCU. Played out there in Richmond, Virginia for a couple years. Now joins the Hurricanes. He'll sit this season and then be eligible next year as Mortensen pulls from 3. Long triple off the mark. Lawrence is fouled. See if it goes. A lot of success with transfers since coming over to Miami. Angel Rodriguez, Sheldon McClellan, Kamari Murphy, just a few of them. Even a guy like Joe Thomas was a significant contributor off the bench for Miami as a transfer. Yvonne Cruz Uceda, a JUCO transfer. Shane Larkin, technically a transfer from the big man Theo Turner and Evan Walsh. Replaced Marco Tomic and Ari Williams for Barry. Davon Reed will run the point for the Hurricanes. Here's Izundu down low to Huell. He can't make expressing his opinion of the play to Izundu. Certainly a ball that Huell, I'm sure, would think he should have caught, but a tough pass. Fredrickson with the spin move. Put him on skates there. Open 3 for Mortensen. Top of the key. Rattles around and does not fall. Brown will push the other way. And that's not a Izundu. It'll be Brown now at the point guard spot for the Hurricanes. Murphy gives to Reed. Swings to Lawrence. He goes right by Sawyer Glick and then passes it. Here's Davon Reed comes in and nice athletic play at the rim, adjusted in the air and put it through for 2. He's got 18, 7 for 9. Good pass, finishes at the rim. Well done by the senior. He's got 18 and 3 in 25 minutes of action. Looking to make it 20 instead. Pardon me, that looked like an alley-oop there. The lob that Huell can't finish. Nice play at the other end, though. Miami's ever gotten one of the first McDonald's All-Americans in decades out of the city of Miami. Elected to stay home as a Hurricane. Ranked 21st by ESPN, 23rd by Rivals, 25th by Scout. As Vasiljevic comes in for Reed. It's a kid who led the Norland Vikings to 3 state titles, was the Miami Herald Big School Player of the Year. Averaged 16.5 points and 9 rebounds as a senior. A big-time pickup for the university. 49-39 Hurricanes, 12-13 to play in the second half. The 3 is within single digits, 49-42. 8th long-range shot of the night that goes for Butch Estes' ball club. Estes, in his 34th year as a head coach, has won 10 Coach of the Year awards, including at least one at every coaching stop. Inbounds pass will go to David Moya, the freshman guard out of Plantation, Florida. One of 5 Floridians on this Barry roster. Daniel Mortensen from 3, off the rim, no good. Bruce Brown elevates to grab that. Jaquan Newton in transition. Stutter step, pulls up from 14 feet, air ball. And Barry Ball Club really is players from all over. Again, 5 Floridians, 5 guys from the Midwest, 3 from Illinois, 2 from Indiana. 7 from other countries, and then 1 each from North Carolina and South Carolina. Giveaway at midcourt. Jaquan Newton has a final game of his high school career for Newton as he makes that free throw. Came a day after his mother sadly passed away, and he went out and dominated the state championship game to lead Newman Goretti to yet another state championship. Was hailed by Dick Vitale last year as the best 6-man in the country, was Newton. Corner, another triple for the Buccaneers, and this time it's Sawyer Glick. Columbus, North Indiana. If Columbus North rings a bell to you, well, it's probably because that's where Greg Oden went. As Vasilovich pulls from 3, it doesn't go in. Greg Oden might not be a name that people think about too much right now, as Lawrence down low, wow, can't quite fit. But Lawrence taps back in his own miss. But at the time that Greg Oden was coming out of Columbus North, he was many considered to be the best high school prospect since LeBron James, and that's still the case today for Greg Oden. So in about the last 15 years, he's been the best high school prospect, and he was one of those guys at Columbus North. 3-pointer, and Barry is within 6. It's a 2-possession game at the Watsco Center with under 10 to go. Moya, those are his first points of the day, and they sure are big. Newton, double teamed at the free throw line, finds an open Bruce Brown. He goes baseline, nice defense to step in and take a charge against a D1 player. Not that any of these guys are. A very talented ball club that Butch Estes has put together. Won over 500 games in his 33-year career. Elvar Fredrickson, the preseason All-America honorable member, hung in the air and finished, and Barry is within 4. The closest it's been since it was 4-0. Barry simply will not go away. Nearly a turnover there forced by Ari Williams. Jumps to try to knock it away from the 6'6" Davon Reed, senior. Not too concerned about that one. Lawrence tries to drive in deep. He was tapped into the Iron Arrow Society earlier today as Lawrence's free throw misses the mark. Iron Arrow, the highest attainable honor at the University of Miami. Sawyer Glick from downtown. It's a 2-point ball game. And Jim Larinaga walked 11 threes of their 18 makes. Buccaneers are at 42% from beyond the arc. 38% overall, so better from long range than inside. And Miami gives it away. Barry can tie or take the lead. Ari Williams goes behind his back, gives to the star, Elvar Fredrickson. Sachs quickly gives back to him. He's working on Jaquan Newton. Gonzalez sets a screen. Fredrickson back to Sachs, guarded by Muhammad. 12 on the clock as Williams finds Gonzalez, working with his back to the basket. He spins, turns, it rattles around and will not go through. Inches away from evening the score. It's Jaquan Newton back the other way. Puts his head down in transition. So after the Miami turnover on the offensive foul, Barry will have it back. Chance to tie or take the lead. Defense extends a little bit for Miami. Fredrickson, men to fall and get hurt. Real season hadn't even started yet. Newton will bring it up the court for Miami. Give off to Davon Reed. Reed with 18 points today. Ooh, could have been an offensive foul. Had the arm out there. Instead finds Ibuka Izundu. He does not. Too strong. Rebounded by Mortensen. Fredrickson up the court. Gives to Mortensen. Now it's out to Sachs. Sachs to Glick. Fredrickson will reset it to Mortensen. Here's Sawyer Glick for three, off the mark. Mortensen with an easy rebound, but he can't finish from just in front of the rim. A chance to trim the deficit to one, and Daniel Mortensen is off the mark. Amp Lawrence to Ibuka Izundu. Newton back to the top of the key. He'll work on Glick, drives right past him to the left. His first, and just like that, the Hurricanes' lead is back up to 5. Let's see if Fredrickson and the Buccaneers can get anything going. Adrian Gonzalez, who's been very good for the Bucs tonight, is not on the court. Mortensen kind of that stretch forward, working from the top of the key. Back to Fredrickson, behind his back, another exceptional pass. Even when it doesn't always lead to a basket, Fredrickson's passing ability really impressive. Three from Sawyer Glick is off the mark. Ari Williams also returns. Bruce Brown in for Miami. 6:10 to play, 58-53 Hurricanes. First ever ball game in the newly named Watsco Center. Davon Reed, crossover, jumper, front rim, no good. Long rebound out to Bruce Brown. Free throw line. Miami's gone over 4 minutes without a field goal and is in a double bonus, as the second free throw is no good. Meanwhile, since trimming the lead to 2, Barry has gone 3 minutes without scoring. Open three for Glick. Got it! Some people say the announcer jinx doesn't exist, but if you call games, it's uncanny how often you mention something and then immediately the opposite happens. Barry hasn't scored. 2 seconds later, Barry hits a three. 59-56 Hurricanes, 5:25 to play. It's a one-possession game once again. Newton pull-up jumper from 14 feet, side rim, no points and 3 rebounds. Izundu's second free throw is no good. 60-56. Here's Fredrickson. Another no-look pass. Very much so appeared that there was a hold there, but no call is given at the D2 level. Made the conference championship in back-to-back years. Made the NCAA tournament 3 years in a row, an Elite 8 participant last year before falling to Lincoln Memorial by 18 in the Elite 8. Davon Reed, three-pointer, he made it. Reed, 5 of 6 from downtown, 8 of 11 from the field. He's got a game-high 21 points. And should be noted that Reed's also a stellar defender. He gives the Hurricanes this time of offensive output throughout the season. Watch out. Glick looking for something to do with 6 on the clock. He'll turn and shoot off the front rim. Rebounded by Newton. No one on Barry has a quartet of fouls. Fredrickson, long three, partially blocked. Maybe not the wisest shot there. Newton, Brown, wide open three. Mortensen plays off him. Brown puts Miami back up by 10, and could that be the dagger for the Hurricanes? A big run as Brown knocks it down, make it 66-56 as the clock ticks under 4 to go. Here's Mortensen for three, off the back rim, rebounded by Davon Reed, and Miami has numbers the other way. Reed to Newton, splits traffic, and Jaquan Newton one-handed off the glass. Heck of a play by the junior off a fantastic pass there. Crystal Saunders, another Miami alum. So here's Elvar Fredrickson. If Barry is to come back in this ballgame, you'd think that Fredrickson would have a lot to do with it. Ari Williams gives to Adrian Gonzalez. Kicks back out to Fredrickson from the top of the key. 7 on the shot clock. Now 5. Dribbles it off his foot. So down a dozen. 4 on the shot clock. Barry gets it back. 2 to shoot. 1. Gonzalez beats the buzzer, but he's swatted. Fewer than 3 minutes to play as Murphy works on Mortensen. Turns, shoots, no good. Rebounded by Glick. Fredrickson pushes the other way. Barry got to run now, got to go quick. Down a dozen with 2:39 left. Ari Williams thinks about a 3. Now gives to Fredrickson, who spins, gives to the cutting Gonzalez, goes up and makes the free throw to stop a 3-minute and 13-second scoring drought. Miami will be content to walk this one up the court, take time off the clock, up 11. Davon Reed guarded by Williams. Defense has to extend here for Barry, and it certainly is. Newton crosses over, 5 to shoot. Spins, 2 on the clock. Newton gives off to Kamari Murphy. It is up to a Baker dozen, under 2 to play. Murphy with 8 points, 4 of 8 from the field. Newton with 4 dimes. 3 from Ari Williams won't fall. Long rebound will go back to Williams. He'll try to drive in, now gives to Fredrickson. He'll shoot from long range off the back rim, no good. Just the fourth 3 Fredrickson has missed today, as Newton has fouled. It is good. Miami matches its largest lead of the ball game. So Buccaneers cut it to 55-53. And since then, Miami has gone on a 17-4 run to extend its lead to 15. Ari Williams in traffic. Gives it out to Josh Irving, the senior, getting some action. Hits the 3. Also in now for Barry is Bryce Andrews, redshirt freshman forward out of Lockahachie, Florida. His dad, Cedric, played at Florida State. 50 seconds to go. Miami by a dozen. Davon Reed has a game-high 21. Crosses up. Ari Williams there. Some fancy ball handling and a Lawrence and Reed have both played 35 minutes tonight for Miami. Here, 21 points on the day for Davon Reed. Brown, Lawrence, Muhammad, Huell, and Vasilovich will close it out for the Hurricanes. 20 on the game clock, 17 on the shot clock. Rashad Muhammad from the top of the key gives off to Bruce Brown. Ari Williams continuing to defend strong, and he'll commit a foul. Does fall through. 10 seconds to go here at the Watsco Center. Here's Ari Williams defended by Vasilovich. His 3 is off the mark, and that'll do it. Bruce Brown pulls down the rebound, and the clock will